Hey, how you doing? This is Sherry. While my long arm's running and doing that pattern, which I'll go back to and show you, I'm gonna work on some bowl cozies. I've got some of these done, and I got some prep work done. I decided to do more quilting on it because I wanted it to, the batting, since I was using 100% cotton, I want it to stay where it should. So when I go to wash it, it comes back out very nice. So I do have some of these already prepped, and they're prepped for the sewing, my grid. But I have one here that I haven't done yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that. Let's see. And I just have my regular foot on. I've pinned the batting to the front, to the fabric that I'm using, just to keep it in place. And I'm using a 2.5 stitch length on this one. And let me see, I want to turn my laser light on because that helps me. If you don't, just look where you're going. Not where, don't look at your needle, but look where you want to be sewing. And I'm going to do 2 of them. Let's see. Somehow I got an extra fabric piece on here that I don't need. So how's everyone doing today? Getting a lot of sewing done? There, put that over there, and I am going to chain stitch the other side. Take my things out. Okay, and I'm not measuring perfectly. I'm just giving it the eyeball test. And I'll start on my other one. Just using a visual guide. And I'm going to do, let me see. I think I'll sew off of this a little bit. Pull my thread out. Then I'm going to turn it this way and get the other side. And I've done this. So I'm going to go down the same way, down the middle on the other direction, the other diagonal. Now I'm making these full cozies to be able to use in the microwave. And if you do want to use them in the microwave, you want to make sure your fabric's 100% cotton and that your thread's 100% cotton and your batting's 100% cotton. That's very important so that it doesn't catch fire in the microwave. I don't know if it will, but if you use something else, but I'm not going to take the chance. Okay, so I got this one. Now, I would do the same thing to this side, but I'm going to put this aside and show you what I do next. Okay, so I'm going to take, you can see how I have the diamond there. Okay, so I'm going to fold this in half. And you can take a ruler. I don't seem to have mine handy. Let me see if I can find it. Dropping everything. Okay, let's see. So you can take your ruler, and I measure 2 inches at the top, and you can either put a pin in or mark it with a marker. Then, you know what? Let me think. Do I want to do 2 inches? I think I want to do 1. I'm going to go 1 inch at the top. And then I'll put my ruler at a diagonal and I'll go down. Let me see. 1 inch. Nope. I haven't done this for a little bit, so I'm kind of like, I'm confusing myself. I'm going to go this way, then if I get this way. If I do 2, yeah, I'm going to do 2 inches down from the top down and 1 inch from the fold. I'll show it to you here in just a second. Now they don't have to be precise. Once you get doing them, you actually get used to knowing, you know, what it is. So from here, I'll backstitch and I'll go off. I'm actually making a dart. I'll go off to this pin. So let's go for it. I think it would be good if I used a marking tool. Okay, now I have my laser light on so I can see right where I need to end. Okay. So this is what this dart looks like. I did 1 inch here, measured down 2 inches, and did this one. Now you want to make sure, if you see, you want to make sure your fabric is folded right and not crunched up, or else you're going to have a pleat in it. So I'm going to do this again. This time, I'll measure again. Okay, I think I got it. onto it, and I should backstitch here too. Okay. And I got that dart done. Now I'm going to open this up, and where the other triangle is, or the V, I will match these up again. Make sure that fabric's to the end. Okay, doing 1 inch, then on down to 2. I have 3 sides done, and now I'll do the other side. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you get those darts in. Now, I like to trim this bulk off because I'll either open it and iron it open, or I'll push it to one side. Whatever it seems to want to cooperate with me. Okay, got that one. Okay, so I just did, you can see how I did that there. Okay, so this part of the cozy, you're going to have 2 of these per cozy. Now I'll do the same thing to this side. And they're reversible, so you can flip them inside out and have the other fabric be on the outside, or you can make them out of the same fabric and just turn them around. Okay. This part does go pretty fast when you get used to doing them. All right. I'm going to make these. These are going to be for my neighbors. These are great little gifts to give to people. They love them. And they're relatively inexpensive to make because you can use your scrap batting as long as it's cotton. And I did it 2 different ways with my fabrics. I either used a charm pack, or I cut from yardage that I had, or even scraps that was left over. And the square that you cut for your fabric and your batting is 10 by 10. Okay, so this part's done. Now what I'm going to do is turn them inside out. I could press these darts, but at this moment I'm not going to. And what I want to do is set this inside of this. Okay, now you can see that the darts are matching there. So if I wanted to, I could just go ahead and flip them opposite, which, you know what? I'm going to try it that way first. And you're going to need some pins because you're going to want to pin it. So you pin that seam, go over a little bit, put a pin in, and then put another pin in. I'm doing 2, so what I'm going to do is when I get to this part, I'll stop, back stitch, and then I'll pick it back up this way. So I'm leaving an opening, see, so I can turn it. Then I go to my next dart, seams facing opposite ways, put a pin in, okay, pins are your friends. Do it again. Can't believe it's November. Time flies. I want to get these done so I'm not stressing out over the time. Let's see. Another pin. Another dart. Now you can put your 1/4 inch foot on for this. That way you know that you're getting your seam allowance what you want. Or you can just keep on the regular all-purpose foot. Whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so I have pinned it. Now I am going to find my 2 pins. And I'm going to bring it on underneath my presser foot. And with this, I don't have my 1/4 inch foot on, so I've got my needle in the middle position, and I'm going to run it from the edge of my presser foot. I'm going to start. I'm going to back tack. I can take out these 2 pins. Let me see which way that's going. Okay. Just take your time. You're not in a race. Unless you're doing these at the last minute. Then you might go a little faster. Okay. I think I'll backstitch that a little bit. I'm going to bring my needle up and I'm going to turn this. Line it back up. Back tack a little bit. As you're going, you want to take out your pins. after this, I'll flip it. And I do like to press it, though, before I top stitch it. And I forgot to take out there. Okay, let's do this. Just make sure that seam's going the right direction and get my pin out again. Okay, I'm checking to see. Okay, that's about it. Hope I locked myself in a room. But now what I like to do is I like to just clip off these corners. And if you want, you can grade that seam down a little bit in the corner too. If you got a lot of batting, you can trim that. Okay. Do this one. Yeah, sometimes I'll just take this and I'll grate it like this too. Just get the batting. Then where your darts are, go ahead and make a snip, but don't go through the stitches. That just helps when you're turning it to have it lay better. If I had smaller scissors, it might help too. Okay. And if I feel I have some bulk here with the padding, I'll give it a little trim. Okay. Now, let's see. Gotta find my opening. There's my opening. I didn't leave much, so I may have to take some out. Oh, some stitching out, which, you know what? It's probably a smart thing to do. I could do it with a seam ripper. That helps. So I'm just going to take a few stitches out. So I can get my thumb in there at least. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to put my finger in there. And what I want to do is grab this far side, the opposite side, and I'm going to, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to push that in with my thumb and out through that hole. Then I can work it on out. yeah, you just go in the opposite corner of where your opening is. The bigger the opening, the easier it is to turn, but this isn't bad. Well, popped a stitch there. Don't matter. Okay, so now I have it turned, and you can take a bamboo skewer. I have it rounded off a little bit, but first I'm just going to take my fingers and poke out those corners a little bit on each 4 sides. Okay, let's see. I got one more to do, I know. I guess that's here, which I didn't leave a lot of a corner there. Okay, so then I take this and I go ahead and I push this, work this out, run it across the seam. And I poke that one out. Run it across the seam again. Just help make it lay flat. Okay, so now I have this and you know what, I think I'll make this side, the inside. There you go. And what I like to do is I like to go ahead and I like to take my iron and press within here. Make that nice and flat, like where the darts are. I'll tuck this part in that needs to be tucked in for the that corner. You want to make sure that you have at least 1/4 of an inch tucked in, maybe more. And I'm going to put some pins here. Okay. And I'll top stitch this. I'll press it though, and I'll top stitch it, and it's done. And then you got these cute little bow cozies. See how this is top stitched? That's how I did it. Okay, I'm going to take you back to the long arm.